Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. June 2017 is in the books and we honestly had a pretty good month. So we were really busy working on the new house. I think I've painted, I don't know, 10 miles worth of walls it feels like in the last 30 days. Went through something like 8 gallons, 9 gallons of paint. And so I pretty much have the whole entire house painted, painted the kitchen, got all 5 bedrooms painted, painted the living room, painted the kitchen cabinets, and whitewashed the fireplace. And I think total spent about $200 this month on everything, which was good. But let's look at our income first. And so I made $4,779.77 this month, which was lots of sevens in there. There was an event for work with Anheuser-Busch where if we sold high-end like beer, like Stella Artois, Shock Top, things like that, that are more on the high end versus like Pabst Blue Ribbon or something like that, we would get paid $5 for every case. So like if you bought a 12 pack of, it'd actually be two 12 packs of Stella, it'd be $5 if I sold that to an account. Or if I sold one full keg of Stella, I would make $20 per keg. Well, I have 70 different accounts that I can sell to. And so a lot of them are like grocery stores, Walmarts, liquor stores, like Sam's Club, Costco's, places like that, where they take, I can send them pallets and pallets of like Stella or Shock Top or whatever high end, Goose Island, whatever you want. So I piled in my accounts completely full. I did the math. Stella has a 1 year shelf life, and I just look back over the previous year and took off about 10%. But I just basically ordered a year's worth of Stella for that account and just put it in the back room. So I sold 2,342 cases of high-end beer and then 98 kegs of high-end beer. And so my gross payout should be $14,000, which it put me as like, I think I was the number one or number two like sales rep in the state that I live in. And so yeah, I don't know if they're going to fly me somewhere to, talk to me, but I don't know if they care that all of their beer's just sitting in the back room at grocery stores and stuff, but yeah, so I should be getting a huge payout, but that kind of explains some of the payout that I have already. Um, I think probably 1,500 of this roughly is from that, selling so much high-end beer to all of my accounts. So that kind of explains why my gross income is so high this month. For taxes, I set a new all-time record for taxes, which I'm not honestly real thrilled about. $1,290.35. So I've updated that in the personal records over here. Um, Basically, I did not set a record for gross pay, but I set a record for taxes. And so, from my understanding, that's because a lot of my paychecks are bonuses. So, like if I, do an event and sell extra, then it's classified as like bonus income. And then that bonus income is taxed extra, even though I'm not putting any money in my 401k. And so that's why I didn't set any records for gross income or take home pay, but I did set a record for taxes paid. So $1,290. Um, I've started the process of the 401k. I filled out the 401k is like it's with my employer, but it's actually at a separate like wealth management company where I live. And so I went to meet with them and they had me fill out some paperwork and they're gonna file that in and I should be able to start pretty soon. I thought they'd already start pulling from my paychecks, but they have not yet. So take home pay was $3,489.42. So really close to breaking my take home pay record back in July 2015, but just not quite there. Rental income, just another $1,000. I last month I filed for eviction on the guy that's I'm struggling with, that's currently on house arrest, and he's not paying. He's lived there a little over a year now, I think. The eviction hearing is scheduled for September, so I still have about 3 more months until I'll go to court. I don't know. Him and I are pretty cordial. I think he's pretty much backed into a corner. I'm fine to talk with him. He knows that I'm filing an eviction on him. I think for him that's the easiest route for just to, go through some kind of lawsuit. Um, mainly like if he's on house arrest, I think he has limited options there, and so he can't just move out of the house. He has to have somebody forcibly remove him from the property or have some kind of court order to do that. And then since he's on house arrest as well, it takes a lot longer for me to go through the eviction because there's some additional like police information that they have to do to move this person. So really having a great time with that, if you can't tell. But my 2017 totals are down here at the bottom. Doing okay. I'm at 21,000. I'm not quite making as much money as I thought I would be. I'm halfway through the year, so I guess I'm on pace to make about 42,000 this year if I keep it up, which is just a little bit more. I guess that's about where I thought I would be, about 45,000. So I'll be right in the middle of that. Doesn't look like we set any crazy milestones for our lifetime totals, but we'll go ahead and jump into our net worth. So house number two, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have an accepted offer on this. I listed it, I think it was last month or month before last, 120,000, and we've gotten some low bids. We had a guy come in at 80,000 and we've countered back at 115. And so I think if he counters back again, if he goes up to 90, I'm pretty sure we'll settle at 100, 105, somewhere in there if he goes for it. So it's taking a little bit of time to go through the negotiations with him, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a buyer for house number two, which is the triplex, the 3-unit apartment building. House number three, we purchased that last month. I am going to move this up to 185,000. The paint in the house was atrocious. I mean, the colors, some rooms were like pink, some rooms were this like weird green color. I don't think the house had been painted for 20, 30 years. So I had a lot of sanding had to do. As I said, I went through gallons and gallons of paint, whitewashed the fireplace. So which didn't really cost that much money, but we did get a couple quotes, and the quotes were right around 15,000 to have them do the same work that I did here. And so, honestly, I mean, the material isn't that much. It was just labor. So every night after work, I'd come home, I'd paint a wall, paint two walls, sometimes a whole bedroom. On the weekends, I was painting. The staircase going upstairs was a nightmare. I had to do some sketchy stuff on a ladder to get all that painted, but I've got pretty much the whole entire house painted. There's a little bit in the kitchen I can touch up, but yeah, so the painting's done, which I think added a ton of value to the house. That was probably why most people didn't buy the house. It was because of the paint. And I didn't have a huge cash position, obviously, at the end of May, so I needed to find something that was relatively cheap to work on it. And my girlfriend paid for a lot of the paint and stuff as well, so which was extremely nice of her. For the truck, I am moving truck down to 33,000. I'm not having any issues with it. Honestly, it's been absolutely fantastic truck. It's maybe a year now, but when I bought it, it was a year old. So I am moving it down to 33,000 just to be safe. 401k this month went up to $15,942, which I mean, again, another $300 increase since May, which is absolutely phenomenal, especially since I'm not contributing any money to it. Debt, I am, of course, making payments on everything. So I owe 17,322 on the truck. For house number three, we made our first payment, which was $792, but divided by both of us. So we owe $151,792. So it looks like we're paying off a little over $208 a month on the house, which is not great, but it's mainly because it's on a 30-year mortgage and our interest rate's somewhat high, 4.75%. So, but not super concerned with it. The plan is to live here less than a year and then move on to the next place and sell this one and use it to put the down payment onto the next one. But house number two, which is the triplex, I owe $40,893. And then moving into checkings account, I actually saved a ton of money this month. I only paid for the truck payment and then half the mortgage and stuff. And then my girlfriend paid for the paint and then the other half of the mortgage. Checkings is at, let's see, $7,609.53. So saved like 3,000 something dollars this month. So really, really good month. I'm trying to get this back up to 10,000 if I can. But it's a work in progress. So rental checkings is at $7,002. So I actually took a pretty big hit in rental checkings this month. So two main things happened. So I had the $1,000 come in, so it was at 8,600. I had to pay property taxes, which were a little over $1,000, and then I had some issues with a hot water heater. I thought I was going to have to buy a new one, but I repaired it for about $500 or $600. The plumbing guy said it's in relatively good shape, except for some like, anoid rod or something like that that they had to fix. So it was quite expensive to have them come out and fix that, but I just it was beyond my skill set to have that fixed. So yeah, so it's $7,002 in the rental checkings account, and that leaves my net worth at $133,547 as of June 2017. So pretty good month. A lot of that is just the sweat equity that I put into house number 3 here. And I, do kind of plan on, I have a huge laundry list, 19 items that I need to, knock out over the next 12 months. So a lot of them are big, new showers, new floors, new countertops, new light fixtures, new outlets. I mean, a lot of huge things that I need to knock out. So like next month, my plan is to do floors next month, which will probably cost me $3,000 roughly. So that will, if I can stay at this same $7,600, I'll be pretty surprised. But so some months a lot of my money's just going into house number 3 to get it fixed up. But for my goal pace, I am at $25,214 ahead of my goal pace of becoming a millionaire by 30 years old. So I took a huge increase this month, just mainly because of fixing up house number 3. So yep, pretty good month for June 2017. So thank you all for joining me in the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If any of you have any questions, comments, things that you'd like to see me include in future videos, just comment them down below. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.